Good morning. This is Jack from Charting the Markets Crypto, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 27th of January. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts, and I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at ctmcrypto.substack.com. It's published on YouTube after a delay of 3 days. All right, great. Let's have a look at what's happening on crypto here. And obviously, we've got a breakdown here, but we haven't got the retest of the low yet. I'm expecting to see that. Isn't necessarily going to happen immediately. I mean, to be honest, nothing about this has been happening immediately. We're actually retesting a low we made in mid to late November. So this has been slow. It's taken 2 months to get through this process, which has been, I have to say, a little tedious. Although it has been very gratifying, but it's done pretty much exactly what I was talking about. We had the initial flag, it broke down, then I was saying if it expanded, then I'd be looking for it to reach this trend line, which it did, overthrow, broken down. So it is proceeding, it's just been proceeding rather slowly compared to most of the moves this year. But then when you are at a turn or a significant level, then, you know, this is the way it tends to happen. And when you're forming counter-trend moves, then obviously it tends to be slow moving. But it has got to say, this has taken longer than I expected. But we've got the wedge, it has broken down. It could potentially expand again, but I'm normally I wouldn't expect it to. I would expect it to, the next big move to be down to 80.6, and then we see whether it goes lower. In terms of when that would happen, I've got to say, in terms of we've got a very bullish leaning week next week on equities, first week of February. And what I'm thinking is that either we do this before then, or we could basically just consolidate for a couple of weeks and then do it. So that's what I'm thinking in terms of timeline. In terms of Solana, very slightly off the low. We had pretty much went exactly as planned. We got pretty close to the 3SD lower band. Not a bad place to see some consolidation because it gives the bands time to expand. We have, obviously, in terms of here, I was thinking double bottom, break up over resistance, which actually wasn't 144.91. That was at 146.91. And fail, and we've done that, except we haven't quite reached the full fail target. That's actually a little bit below at 116.85. And then I'm thinking we're probably going to come back down into this low here at 95.24. We will see how that goes. But at the moment, again, that's going pretty much exactly to plan. Hasn't quite retested the low. That could happen at any time. Looking at Ethereum, Ethereum again slightly off the lows. We had a nice fail at the this move up here. It did appear to have followed the triangle that I'd been drawing in. Didn't quite. It's not a particularly nice triangle in terms of beautiful classical trend lines and three-touch trend lines and so on. But this was the wave E rally and break down towards a retest of this low here at 26.21. After that, of course, we've got a lower target at the head and shoulder target at 20.50, which I'm still expecting to get reached. So at the moment, it's in the groove. It's just for the last couple of months, it's been going very slowly. All right, hang on, wait a second. Right, just having a look at the question. Right, Bitcoin. Okay. Do we have a huge head and shoulders? Potentially, yes. But the reason I'm talking about it going down to the 74.4K area is that there is a potential head and shoulder neckline there. That would be the obvious place to be setting up. But on the other hand, yeah, we could be doing it. In which case, we could see, let's say, a retest this low and then a rally back up to the 112 area and then down from there. You're right, that is a possibility. But this is either the right shoulder forming here, or we're going to start forming the right shoulder when we get down here. But this is one reason why the 74.4K area is particularly interesting. But one thing against that is that if we did have a head and shoulders that formed there, the target would actually be down in about the 24 area, which seems extremely low. Was that if this were, as you're suggesting, the right shoulder forming here now, then this could be a larger head and shoulder with a better target, which would actually be in about the 40 area, I think. So yeah, that's good. But what I would say against that is I'm not really seeing a lot of support for that on the Solana chart or the Ethereum chart. So, but yeah, I mean, if you just look at Bitcoin, yes, that is very much a possibility. This is definitely not a possibility on Ethereum, not even close. So it's not clear what topping pattern we've got here, if we've got any. You don't always get one. And if we were to see a retest of the high from here, we still wouldn't have one really. It would be too large. So, all right, great. In that case, that's it for questions. Everyone take care. I will catch you guys tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it goes. But in terms of equities, we're lightly bearish for the rest of this week, and we've got a pretty bullish week scheduled for next week. And I'm thinking we might be working around that schedule on crypto as well. All right, cheers. Catch you later.